We're going to do a fireside chat introducing 2024 plans on the homestead. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. I brought you guys into my library because we're going to have a fireside chat. Happy New Year, 2024. Wow, 2023 was busy for me. Really busy. I did several movies. Watched that previous episode because I outlined just about everything I did. Yeah. Interesting being retired because you got time to do things that you want to do, and that's what makes life so interesting. So let's get down to my plans for 2024 for the homestead and for me, which you guys can keep up on, and there will be changes because things do come up. This is plan A. And all subcategories of Plan A, so let's hit it. Let's start out with the front gate. I touched upon it in the last video. I did renovation of my front gate, but I'm adding new features to that front gate. So this year, 2024, I went and purchased all the components to add an automatic gate opener closer, which is going to make my life a lot easier, and maybe my family's life a lot easier. The push button keypad for the outside of the gate is a wireless intercom system, so we can actually talk to people out on the road or up the gate who want to come in. We want to make sure we know who's coming and who's, well, not necessarily who's going, but who's coming on the farm. So the gate security feature is important to me. It's important to my wife. And yeah, just protecting the livestock, protecting the homestead. I've got a pile of logs out front that I had cut down 2 years ago, so they're well seasoned. So I went online and I purchased 2 styles of chainsaw lumber mills. I've got this little one which my chainsaw could retrofit, and you put a 2x6 down there, screw it on the log, and slide this right along there and cut timber with it, or lumber, which I could always use lumber on the homestead. And I purchased this bigger one. It's for the chainsaw also, chainsaw mill. So I got this other tool I got at the thrift store for helping me cut the logs and get them moved around. So yeah, I got activities going on, and I got a couple of big trees out back also that have been cut down, and another one that needs to be cut down that's right on the fence line, because I'm hiring a professional to come and cut the big tree down because it's right on the fence line. It's outside my fence in the county roads right of way, so they have to cut that tree down into my property so I can cut it up. Yeah, which gives me a question or an interesting observation. Loggers are miracle workers. Think about it. Loggers are miracle workers. They can cut a tree down. Yep. And they can cut a tree up. Think about it. Dad joke. Okay. Moving on. When I did some repairs on the carport, we replaced some metal sheets. We had 3 extra, so the damaged metal sheets, instead of throwing them away, I'm going to resource them for a very useful project I have planned right here on the homestead. We have a propane tank down there and it's near some brush. I still need to do some more clearing of the brush around there, but I'm going to lay some more weed barrier and rock over the surface of the soil, but I'm also putting in some metal posts, and I'm going to be fixing these metal sheets horizontally along those metal posts and creating a barrier around the tank. We eventually want to add a second tank. This is a 500-gallon tank. So we add a second tank, so we'll have 1,000 gallons on the homestead. But what this, my theory is if flames get anywhere near it, this will act as a flame shield and kind of shield the area from getting too hot or anything getting near those propane bottles. So it's just one of those things I wanted to do. Got a rebuild kit for my transmission on my Chevy 1-ton dually. Yeah, when I was trying to move my daughter's coach back, it was too heavy. I blew the reverse in my transmission. Now, I've repaired the transmission in this truck before, so I actually, don't tell my wife this, but I actually took I took the transmission out and I rebuilt it in the middle of the kitchen floor. Yeah, I know some housewives are out there screeching. It's like, but to my defense, we weren't living in the house at the time. It was actually parked in a field being stored, and I figured, what a wonderful shelter to be able to repair a transmission in. So I repaired it in the middle of the kitchen floor. I sanitized the kitchen really good when we moved the thing over here and got it set up. So don't worry, it's well sanitized. And hopefully one of the major projects this year, besides repairing the transmission on the Chevy pickup, is getting my wife a new kitchen. New flooring, new walls, new ceiling, new cupboards, new countertops, new appliances, new everything. I just have to sock away the money for that. My Craftsman lawnmower I got free from an estate cleanup. It's running kind of weird, so I had to replace some components on it. And also the front wheels are really bad out of alignment, and I found out why. So I purchased some bushings for it. I also purchased a brand new front axle for it, so I'll be repairing that and replacing that this year. And then there's some components in the brush deck that I'll be replacing, because one of them's actually broken, and replacing the blades while I'm at it. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of all that with the Craftsman riding lawnmower that I got for free. Got stockpiled and painted and pre-cut all the material for my new front porch. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, already painted. So this is the deck surface of the new front porch. I still have to buy more building material to build the rails and the porch cover, because I want the porch covered. So that'll be a big project this year also, as far as the building project series goes. Then I got to repair my standby generator. The Nexus controller, the computer controller component, something burned out in it. Anyway, I have to buy a new one. I found a new one. I just have to go online and purchase it once I get the money collected to be able to do that. And we'll get that up and running. Probably my goal is around April. I got my solar panels redone. They're all set there. They're more yard art right now than anything else because they're not hooked up and functioning. I still have a couple of more things to do as far as my solar package goes. And then last of all, I just have to hire an electrician to finalize all the connections, because in our state they require certified, licensed, bonded electrician to make electrical connections when it comes to solar power. So I'm going to let him pull the permits and do all that, and I'll just hire him out to just do all that, because I want it done safely, because it's electricity and it can burn me out of house, especially living in the wilderness. It can start a forest fire, and my neighbors will not appreciate me for that. So those are the plans. Landscaping the backyard is another activity for this year. Helps me stay fit. I've got this big pile of soil that I've piled up and ready to transport into the yard on a bare surface of the grass where it's just bare rock showing. So I'm going to get some level of soil in there so I can plant some grass. And also finish landscaping around the whole edge of the yard. My ideal plan is to lay weed barrier, pea gravel over the top of that, and border it with cement, because nothing grows through cement, right? Yeah. And it also secures the bottoms of the fences to keep those vile little creatures from digging under the fence and getting into your yard and your garden. So I want to at least try to eliminate that. I have plans on expanding my garden. Half the garden's done, so this year I am definitely expanding the garden. I'm putting more weed barrier down along the back, around the edges, and then laying in pea gravel, and of course going all the way around the edges of all the fencing with cement. Yeah, we're going to cement that sucker down. Cement also acts as a flame barrier. It keeps the flames from advancing. So the whole garden where we walk will be nothing but pea gravel. Garden beds, I'm doing something different with garden. I still have to do raised beds because my soil is really shallow. I mean, it's good for like top growing plants, but root crops will not grow root crops back there because of the shallow soil. I'm going to go ahead and do something different, a little bit more durable, and I'm going to opt for cement block raised beds. I've got a bunch of soil and compost I've been collecting for a couple of years from the chicken coop, the bunny bungalow, the turkey house, and the barn, and good organic material. So I'm just going to go in there and just put that in, and hopefully my plants will do fantastic with a new garden, doubling it in size. Because everything I've tried in the past just will not grow sufficiently, like I said, because of the shallowness of the soil back there. I have a stream that flows back through. I had to put this little driveway in to access the barn. So I put it in right between the garden and the greenhouse, and it actually crosses this little creek that flows off the property next door and flows into the pond. I had to build this pool to catch all the sediment, so all that sediment doesn't wash into the pond again. So it's working great, but it's got this little dip down there. So a friend of mine gifted me this culvert, so I'm going to go ahead and lay in the culvert, and I'm going to cement it in over the surface and stuff, so if too much water volume comes down there, it won't wash that out and undermine it. The cement will keep it in place, and the water can run right over the cement. I'm just trying to get a lot of thought into my projects, so I'm just not wasting my time. Oh boy. So next item on the list is the outbuildings. I meant to get to them in 2023, but I bit off more than I can chew. I wanted to paint the outbuildings. So the barn, I just have to paint the bottom parts of the barn and then the deck part. That's all I need to do with the barn. The turkey house, give that a fresh coat of paint inside and outside. And I'm also expanding, and I'll be painting their aviary and putting a new roof over the aviary, one of those more durable, clear corrugated roofing material that goes over the top to keep them out. I got a tarp over them right now, and then the aviary netting that I'm using is actually deer fencing. It's 7 feet high and it comes in 100-foot long rolls, so I just zip tied all that on there, and it works just fine keeping the turkeys in. I have to keep my turkeys contained because they're a heritage breed. They're a little bit wild, and they will run off with the wild turkeys that are coming through here, and I don't want to lose my. Well, these are expensive turkeys. They're Naragansette, and I got the tom and 2 hens that are my breeding stock. Yeah, so we got that. I want to double the size. I have the components for fitting all the pieces together. It's actually just metal conduit pipes. That's all it is. And then with these little features, I got all this free from an estate cleanup, but a lot of the other pipes have bent up or I've used in other projects. It happens, but they're going to get a much larger flight area outside. The tractor barn, I'm only going to be doing the door, painting the door, because the rest of it's metal. And the well house, could put a whole new paint job on the well house. I'm also going to paint the entire outside of the bunny bungalow. I did the whole interior last year. I actually got that done last year, a new coat of paint, and kind of fixed things up in there. But the outside, it just needs a coat. It hasn't been painted since I built it. Same with the chicken coop. I just need to paint the outside of the chicken coop and rebuild the billy goat barn. This was just a metal tool shed I managed to get free from an estate cleanup, and I thought when I put it together it was going to suffice. I did not realize how destructive billy goats are. Oh my goodness. So I am going to think about something quite a bit more durable and robust for the billy goat shelter. They have shelter. They have at least 3 sides to get out of the wind and stay out of the rain, but they really shredded the whole front of it and the whole side. They completely took it off. Yeah. Bad boys, bad boys. Fencing, I got some fencing I need to finish up. Want to do some cross fencing and expand the fence or the paddock area and pasture area for the billy goats so they can be able to get out and do some free ranging more. I'm only keeping 4 goats, 2 billy goats, 2 nanny goats, and of course my nanny goats are pregnant right now. I have babies due any day. Unfortunately, you know, they weren't born yet, so we're still waiting. Yeah, fire mitigation, got to do some cleaning off of leaves off the roof of the tractor barn, make sure all the gutters are cleaned out, limb up some trees, get rid of some dead timber, at least within 100 feet from all of my outbuildings and my house. My house is done. You know, we've got fire barrier after fire barrier around the house, so yeah. And tractors broke down. I don't know what's wrong with it. I think it was the rats that got into the engine and chewed something up. Anyway, I tried starting it, won't start. I replaced a couple of components on it thinking it was those. It wasn't. So I'm just going to hire a mobile mechanic that knows diesel mechanics to come out and repair my tractor here in the next couple of months, because I need that. I have some work to do with that tractor. Yeah, I've got to get that tractor going, so it's going to cost me some money to get it up and running. I've got some at least 3 movie projects lined up for myself personally this year. One movie is I think it's just 1 day of filming, and I get a small part in that movie. I do a lot of extra casting. I get cast as an extra in a lot of movies. And then I also, on some movies, I end up wanting to become a producer, and it turns out I end up becoming executive producer. So there's 3 movies lined up for me this year so far. One movie, I know what it is. The other movie, I don't know anything about it. And both of those movies are scheduled to be filmed at the end of January. One is just a 1-day shoot because it's just wrapping up a feature-length motion picture. The other one is, I don't know anything about it. I just got a casting call and I answered it. So I have the potential for that. I have a modeling gig coming up. Actually, 2 modeling gigs coming up. So as we get into it, I'll share more of that with you guys. That's why I'm trying to lose some more weight, because I just want to look good for the cameras, you know. And the other movie, it's a big movie. I play a leading role. I have a leading lady, and it's it's going to be a feature motion picture. I'm really excited about that one. The director has got his wish list of casting right now, and he's got his eyeballs on a couple of Well, people know them. They're actors. So I'll release that information when we get to it. But I got the leading role, and ironically, the whole movie was written around me after the writer met me. And so the whole movie bloomed out from my character that he wrote around me. So that is weird. You know, that's kind of neat. I think there's 3 main characters that are in a good percentage of the movie. Mainly me and the leading lady, and then there's this other character that's in and out periodically throughout the movie. And then there's a lot of other characters that come into the movie for short bits. Yeah, I guess that's the way it goes. I'm executive producer for that movie. We're starting the preliminary part of it in March, and we're actually going to be filming it probably in September or October. Yeah, movies take time for planning, coordinating, casting. Sometimes you even have to build a set. And I don't know, I think that's what we're going to end up doing for this movie. I've got some art pieces. I've got a paint. I do watercolor. I also do scratchboard and graphite pencil. A variety of other things. I've done one acrylic. I just never was taught how to do acrylic, so that's why I did it. And I did it wrong. Because I didn't have a base coat down it. But it got first place at the county fair, so that pleased me. Anyway, got some art exhibits coming up, so I'm really going to be focusing some spare time on doing some art. Yeah, spare time. What's that? We'll see. Plus, I'm going across the street and filming a series with my neighbor. His name is Hayden. He is a Hollywood actor, stuntman, and animal handler. And we film shows over there. I'm getting a YouTube channel built for him. And it's called Southern Oregon Safari, Where Buffalo Roam. So far, we've featured a lot of his animals. Probably the most famous animals he has is his little capuchin monkey, Ripley. And then he has the 2 elephants, Susie and Baba. And then Spike the rhino. He's adorable. He is adorable. Plus, he's got a variety of big cats. He's done work with bear. Yeah, we've got some projects we're going to be setting up and filming. And we just filmed several episodes Saturday. Yeah, we just filmed several episodes Saturday. A lot going on. Anyway, I rambled on enough. This is the Fireside Chat. Yeah, I got a busy year, but I got 365 days to do it in. No worries. Unless this is a leap year. Is this a leap year? Oh well, who cares? I'll just get her done. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, or a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing. Click that bell icon. That alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Hey, give us a thumbs up. Share our videos. Be safe. Always be kind. And go out and have an adventure. Yep. Those are fun. Bye-bye now.